All right, welcome in, everybody. Let me make sure. Yep, my software says that we are live. We are live, guys.
Very
Welcome.
nice.
It is another After Sunset Sunday, and I love this Sunday because I have my special friend Sean from The Guy Who Sews is here tonight. How are you doing, Sean?
I'm doing well on this Sunday evening. It's so good that we get to do this once a month because I am the early guy, and a lot of my viewers tell me all the time that, they don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch me on the West Coast, which I don't blame them one bit. I don't know that I would get up at 5 o'clock to watch anybody.
Nope.
So I don't expect them to. Some people do, and I love them forever. But if you watch the replay, that's perfectly okay. So this really gives me an opportunity to tell my viewers, hey, if you don't want to get up at the crack of dawn, come over and hang out with Tammy. She's a lot of fun. I love her dearly. She's one of my best buddies and we get to sew together. And it also gives them an opportunity to come over and see me live,
Mm-hmm.
you know, at a later time as well. So it's a little better for them. And then my Australian audience too doesn't have to stay up until, well, this time of night for them
That's true.
as well. So it's a win-win for everybody.
That's true. Well, I'm going to grab everybody from the chat. I see we've got Pat, we've got Joan, we've got Sean in the chat. I don't know how that happens. We've got Nikki, we've got Barry, we've got Denise. Let's see, we've got Dawn and Dre and Chloe and Bob and Judy and Patricia and Ellen and Janet and Lana. Welcome in, Lana. And Ray Ann, welcome in, you guys. You are fantastic. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So my project tonight, I am going back to skylights. You can't see a lot of it unless I start moving my fan out of the way because it's all down below. Oh, hi Bonnie. Hi Dorlin. Welcome into you too. So my project is it's the Electric Quilt Company's first internet mystery quilt, and this is kind of what it's going to look like. That's in the original colors that somebody picked and took a picture of. So all I got to do is paper piece. So it's easy peasy. So I'm working on silos maybe and one skylight if I can get to it. So we're gonna see how far I get. So
Very nice.
how about you, Sean? What are you working on tonight?
Okay, I am working on my favorite obsession recently. And anyone's watched my channel recently, they know that
Mm-hmm.
I am obsessed with the Scrappy Triangles by Leela. I don't know. I'm going to butcher her last name. Anyway, this is what they call their Scrappy Triangles. They come in a variety of different sizes. If you go over to her website, there's 6 inch, I think there's 8 inch, there's 10 inch. But if you want to go a little extra, you can get the 3 inch blocks like I did.
Of
And
course.
you might, they're not as scary as you might think. Um, the nice thing is they start off nice and simple
Mm-hmm.
with the I'm doing mine in the rainbow. So they
Okay.
start off nice and simple with like maybe one, two, three, four
Ooh,
pieces, and half of it's always going to be this half square triangle, and then the other
nice.
half. So,
Okay.
they start off nice and simple, but then there are some that have 14 or 15 pieces in there. But it kind of eases you in if you do it piece by piece. There's 50 different designs on each pad.
Yeah.
Um, by the time you get into the ones that have 14 or 15 pieces, which you may see tonight, you're used to it, and it's not that bad. It was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Like I bought it kind of sight unseen, and I was a bit worried when I saw 14, 15 pieces on a 3 inch block, but it's really not as bad as you think it is. If you know basic foundation paper piecing, you can tackle this. Or if you want, get a 4 or a 6 or 8 inch block,
Yeah.
and then it'll be a whole lot bigger for you. So. No, it's been a
Absolutely.
lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward. I've cut out 9 blocks, I think it is. I don't plan on getting them all done tonight, but we'll see how far we get. I always like to over prepare so that way I don't run out of stuff to do.
Exactly, exactly. I want to say hi to Susie, and I want to let you know in case you haven't checked the chat or you're not able to see it, your quilt is on its way. So congratulations. Hi Pam, welcome into the chat. And Janet had a question for me. How are the numbers going for the retreat? We have 12 confirmed. So I'm waiting for deposits from everyone else who wants to go. So yeah, we've got 12 confirmed so far going to the retreat in September. I'm looking forward to meeting every last one of you in person. Ah,
Yeah,
oh,
thank you for asking that question because I meant to ask you that before we got live and then I forgot. So I'm glad that
yeah.
um someone asked. I forget who it
That's
is. The chat's already gone.
yeah,
Oh,
Janet. It is Janet.
Janet. Yeah.
Yeah. Bonnie says, "Keep your nose to the grindstone, and the next thing you know, it's finished." Right, Bonnie? That is so true. So many quilts. That is exactly what it is. Patricia says she's seen those pages advertised, Sean, and she might have to go get some. Yes, they look
Yeah,
like
I
they are a
actually
lot of fun.
Yeah, I actually had a different project in mind, very similar to this. It was Trinkets by Alice and Glass. I purchased a pattern a couple of years ago, and I will make it at some point. But I would have to print out the pages myself and everything else, and I just didn't feel like doing that. And then I actually saw these on Cotton Cuts. They're actually doing a block of the month sew along, and I think the signups for that are still open if you're interested. And it was with the 6 inch block. And I think they provide the fabric and I think they pre-cut it or I don't know what
Hmm.
they do,
Okay.
for sure. But I saw that and I was like, oh, that's really cool. But I wanted a smaller block. I didn't want to do a 6 inch block, and I wanted to finish this project before the 9 or 10 months that they're going to do it. And
Oh
so
gosh, yeah.
I I saw the website for it, so I went onto their website and I thought if I can get a 4 inch block, this will be golden, for the project I want to do. And then I sort of had a 3 inch block, and I'm like, well, that's a challenge, but that'll actually work out for what I want to do better. So yeah, I went ahead and bought it. They shipped it really quickly. I ordered on a Saturday, got it the next Thursday. So yeah, it's been good. I've really enjoyed this because each little block of these, now the ones that have 14 or 15 pieces take a bit longer, but in general, from the time I cut out the fabric, I mean, cutting out the fabric might take me 5 or 10 minutes because it's just all scraps.
Yeah.
But to assemble it, it may be 20 minutes, I'm done. So if I just want a quick little sewing project one night, I can just pull one of these out and just go to
Yeah.
town.
That's
15,
kind
20 minutes late, I'm done.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like this project. Every section of it is something new. Hi, Katie, welcome in. She says hi, Sean and Tammy. I think it's the first time I've seen you on my channel or with that username. So welcome in.
That's Greenland Quilter, Katie. That's her
Oh, okay.
alternate. Yeah, that's her
Yeah,
alternate address, I think.
I figured that might be it, but I didn't know from that screen name. And Mona's here as well. She says, "Good evening, boys and girls." Right? I'm definitely in the girl category tonight, guys. Just saying.
Yep.
Just saying. I've got to find scraps that match what I want. So that's my first challenge is to find my scraps that I want. So
Yeah, I prepared all that before I started because otherwise I get too confused.
I know that I've got some good stuff in here. I think that I've got some good stuff in here. I did have some good stuff. Okay. Maybe that's not big enough. That's not big enough. Okay. So I
Good
gotta keep looking.
evening, Day. It's good to
Hey,
see
Daniel,
you.
welcome in. Patricia's hooked on Judy Niemeyer right now. I know. I've got a Judy Niemeyer, and I so need to pull her back out and work on
That
her
thing
some more.
scares me. I got one of those sitting in my cabinet too that Donna over at Handmade by Ying
Mm-hmm.
um talked us all into buying, and we were supposed to do a sew along, but then I think that was not long before she had her stroke, so I don't think she's gotten back
Oh,
around to it, unfortunately.
that's fair.
But it's one of those things that it's just sitting in my drawer, and I figure once I finish this and maybe Toasty,
Yeah.
I might pull it out again and take another look at it because I pulled it out, it looked like stereo instructions. I was like, look, I don't know enough about FPP to even attempt it, so I'm going to put it back in its bag, and you know, we'll
Yeah.
pull it out again one day and give it a shot later on. It's just sometimes you pull something out, and if you don't have the skill set, put it away. Go do something else and come back to it. I've done that a few times in my sewing career, and it's worked out nicely. So
Yeah. I may poverty piece a couple of pieces, but I think I have my sky now. I want to say hi. Candace and Laura and Brenda have jumped in the chat. Welcome in, you guys. Glad you are here. Glad you're here. I love when y'all all come hang out with us.
I know I
We,
appreciate you all taking
yes.
some time out of your days to come spend some time with us.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I've got to decide what colors I want. Now that I know where this is going, I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for yet. Excuse me, Sean. What about Toasty and Ursula getting together soon? Says Katie.
Oh yes, yeah. I meant to text.
Oh.
Today was a hot mess. I kept meaning to text her about that, and got distracted. I ended up taking the kids out to run some errands. I think we went to the grocery store. We went to two grocery stores. We
Oh
also had to run some
goodness.
stuff for the kid. Yeah. and then it was time for a nap, and then needed to prepare for tonight's live. I also had a guild meeting earlier tonight, so yeah, never a dull moment here at the
I was about to
TheGuyWhoSews.
say,
But
when do
no,
you sleep?
I'll do that I'll do that later on. So, but no, Katie, I will get to you tomorrow, and we'll organize that. I think I actually have you pegged for next Sunday morning. So, if that works for you, give me a thumbs up, and we'll just do it then. Um,
uh, she's going, Sean, I see how this is. I love you, Katie. You're hilarious.
you know me, Katie. I'm always going from one place to another. Like
and
there is never a dull moment.
and here's Donnell in the chat too. You
Hey, everyone's
guys,
here.
yeah, everybody is here tonight. It's fantastic. I mean, what do I have to do to get this kind of treatment normally?
I don't know, and they're not here to see me, I'm sure. So,
Oh, they probably are here to see you. We'll just go ahead and admit that.
I
Everybody
think
wants
it's
to
a
see
mix.
Sean.
Well, I think they're here to see both of us, So,
That's maybe. You're just trying to pump me up. That's all it is. I know how it is. We're
that's
just
all
gonna give you a
good.
hard
All
time
right.
tonight, Sean. Oh, if we
All
can't joke
right.
amongst friends, who can we joke amongst?
Exactly. All right, number
So
4.
I am. So we're both doing paper piecing, guys. So you'll see a lot of that. Oh no! Nightbot got Katie with all the
Oh,
thumbs up. Oh, thank you. Barry's saying you need to get over to Paducah this week, Sean. That's a long drive. That's a long
oh my,
drive.
yes, I would love to. Like, I was actually in Kentucky. I was in Louisville 2 summers ago, and I considered going to Paducah, but it was another 4 hour drive, and I think it took us like 11 or 12 hours to get there from Virginia because I'm on the very, very east coast of Virginia. So,
Oh, that makes
um,
sense.
yeah, because it was funny. Like, we went up to the mountains. Was it last? Like 10 or 11 days ago with the kids during spring break, to go
Oh.
to the safari park and Natural Bridge, and we'd driven for like 4 hours or something, and we're still in Virginia. Like if you go south from my place, I can be in North Carolina in 25 minutes. But
Oh
um,
yeah.
yeah, to get out of Virginia any other way, to go north from here, I've got to drive 3.5 hours to get to Maryland.
Oh gosh.
And if I go west, if I want to get to West Virginia, it's 5 or 6 hours easily just to get to the border. So. Yeah, yeah. I'd love to get to Paducah, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would have to. I mean, I could drive there, but it's going to be a 14-hour day to
Oh.
get there.
Is that all? Is that all? I'm loving it. So Susie took a fun Jelly Roll Red class today. She might be hooked. I understand that. Brenda is shocked that she's awake. I am too. Debbie, welcome in. She says, "This is the only time I get to see Sean live. Love you too, Tammy." I know. Then Joan says she's here for Sean as well.
And that's good.
See?
And that's good. I love that you
You just.
that you all come over and hang out, and I love that we get to do this once a month because I think it was like 12 months ago you and I were talking about
Mm-hmm.
when could we do a sew together each month, and I said why don't we do one of your
Yeah.
8 p.m. things, and you're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, this is actually going to solve two problems at once because I don't necessarily want to set up a evening live sporadically just for myself, and this
Oh,
just,
that's fair.
you know, solves two problems at once, so it works
Yeah.
out nicely.
It does. Delia, good question. I am working on Skylights. It's Electric Quilt's first ever mystery quilt. It was back in the 90s. I want to say 1996 is the copyright date. So I am working on that project, and Sean is working on the scrappy triangles that he's
The
holding
scrappy
up right now.
triangles,
Yeah.
yeah, which is there's 50 different blocks. This will be one you'll see later on, not
Ooh,
today.
I'm liking that.
Yeah,
I would
because
have a
one
lot of
it's
fun with that.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like there's this one here. Oh, hang on, one had 15 pieces, I think. Where are you hiding?
Oh,
Yeah, this.
Brenda says she's lucky to meet Sean and Amanda. Yes. Oh, wow. I like that one. Oh,
Yeah,
gosh. I'd have so much fun with that.
we might do that one next. We'll do that
Okay.
after we finish this one. Why not? Yes,
There
yeah,
you go.
That's yeah, Brenda. I got to meet Brenda and her husband. We had lunch together. I got to experience a hot brown, which is a very traditional dish there in Louisville.
Hmm.
Um, very, very tasty. We actually found a recipe that was very similar to that we had here for dinner the other night, actually, which was very nice.
Hi,
So
hi, Nanette, Linda. Welcome into both of you.
yeah,
Um,
I
let's
saw
see.
Nanette earlier tonight at my guild meeting, and Brenda was there with me as well. So
That's so amazing.
yeah, Delia says she has the same
Yeah.
patterns from Lily Gardenia. Yeah, she has some other stuff there as well. There's like scrappy diamonds, which looks fun.
Ooh.
And then there's one that I'm mildly obsessed with, which I'm gonna have to get after this is it looks like mountains, scrappy mountains.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I think I could have a lot of fun with that too. I kind of have a plan for doing that one as well. So you'll have to stay tuned to see what sort of madness I get up to of those.
So we've got Jacqueline and Helen and Deborah that have come into the chat. So welcome in, you guys. Thank you. Yeah, Jacqueline says, "Hello, Sean. Nice to see you in the evening hours." That's why we do this. That's why we do
Yes,
this.
exactly. Yeah. No,
And
it's really good.
Dawn's going to go to Paducah for the first time. It's a 10-hour road trip with her best friend. She's excited. I bet you are. Paducah is fantastic. I wish I was, Linda. She's asking if anyone is going to the Paducah Quilt Show. So you guys can answer in the chat if you guys are going and want to meet up.
Yeah, it'd be fun, but it's just a little too far for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't blame you. That from where you are, that is a very, very long drive.
Although I think I'd be more likely to make it there than I would be to go to, I keep looking at Houston.
Oh, okay.
And I'd love to go to Houston. They have a non-stop flight here from Norfolk. Um, but every time I look at the price of the flights, it's like $700 or $800 to get down there and back
Oh,
on the non-stop flight. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really need to go. So
well,
I
thank
think
you.
that'll be a pipe dream unless someone wants to sponsor, unless some company wants to sponsor me
Yeah,
to go
I mean,
down there.
I'll take sponsorships too, guys. Just saying, just saying. Don't just sponsor Sean. Sponsor me too.
Exactly. Yes. Spread the
Oh, Judy is saying, be sure to give Tammy and Sean a thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. I
It
greatly
does
appreciate
help,
it.
yeah, because you can only subscribe to a channel once, but you can like every video, and it does help the algorithm. It shows
Hmm.
engagement, and the more people that like the video, the more it gets pushed out, and it helps grow the channels and that sort of thing there as well. So,
Correct. Yeah,
yeah.
you
Oh,
guys have
Derby
been.
pie.
Ooh.
Yes.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, Patricia says Road to California is a bucket list item for her. That is what I am planning to go see in January this year. So January
yeah, and
2027 is my plan to get to Road to California. Bucket list for me too.
yeah, and I'm very fortunate that the fine folks at Road to California decided last year that they need to come to the East Coast. So they now have a new show called Road to Virginia. It's in Richmond, Virginia, which is about an hour and a half up the street from me. It was a very nice show last year. They'll be back in late June, so we'll be heading up there to see that one there as well. So I am quite fortunate. I do have several shows within driving distance, so I tend to stay closer to home because if I can go there to a show that's closer to home where I don't have to spend money on a hotel and rental cars and flights, all that sort of stuff. It means I can spend more on fabric. So,
Ooh,
win-win for me too.
yeah. Delia asking Heather what she's getting into. I guess I missed Heather coming into the chat. So Heather,
Yeah,
if you're here,
she popped
welcome
in
in.
earlier.
Oh, okay. I missed you. I'm sorry. Not trying to miss some people.
I know
Promise
the
I'm not
chat
trying to miss.
flies sometimes, and it's almost impossible to keep up.
It
So
is. It is. It can be so tough sometimes. Sean, what is in the aquarium?
that is Miss Rowena. She is a yellow slider turtle. We've had her now for a long time. Let me see.
Oh, it's been years,
Um,
hasn't it?
Yeah, because I remember when Lorenzo was here, he was one of our exchange students that
Hmm.
was here 2 years ago.
I
Maybe
remember
that's a lot.
Lorenzo. Yeah.
Um, he was getting ready to graduate, and one of his classmates came over
Thank you.
and recognized Rowena because Rowena was actually a classroom turtle at my wife's classroom. When I think he was in sixth grade. And she came home that summer from the school, and then I decided that she needed to be a home turtle, and she's been here ever since. So, yeah, she's been here 7 or 8 years.
Oh my gosh.
So
It's been a while then.
yeah,
Well, thank you. Heather says she's cutting one of the patterns on her poll. Check it out and vote to tell me which one I should do next. Oh,
yeah, I
I,
need to
I'm
do that. I saw that post the other day,
I am a
that she's
sucker for a
asking.
poll. That's not fair.
I know I haven't done one in a while, so
I know. I need to do some on my channel too. And thank you, Lana. Thank you so much. She has put in a super chat tonight. And guys, if you do want a super chat raffle ticket for October 13th, you can go ahead and start getting your raffle tickets in. So we now have 2 raffle tickets in, and I'll always give away free stuff too when I do my giveaways. But super chatters always get the better prizes. Just saying. They get the handmade stuff. Gotta do the handmade stuff, right?
yep,
So I just did
there
that
you go.
giveaway and had to go track down someone because I didn't have their address. So everything, well, the last of everything ships out tomorrow. So you have the last of the addresses that I needed. But most everything shipped out Friday.
Very nice.
So I didn't even look. I guess I should have looked at to see when the post office says it'll arrive. I didn't even think to look at that part. I
Yeah,
was
then you
like,
add like one,
huh?
add 1 or 2 days to that. Well, at least here you see what they did
Oh
tell you,
yeah.
and then you add like 1 or 2 because
Oh yeah. It's been bad here. I got something shipped to me from I believe North Carolina. I don't think I even kept the packaging to look at that. I really should have. But it was shipped to me. They said it was delivered, and it wasn't actually delivered until 1 or 2 days later. Um,
hmm
and the post office was just like, well, we didn't have it in. They probably did, but they just didn't deliver it. And Dewey's asking if the poll is on her last video from a few days ago. Oh, Ellen and Chloe met today. That's
Oh, that's
fantastic.
fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, because Ellen's up. She doesn't live too far away from the
Mm-mm.
same state as Chloe, which is Rhode Island. I mean, that state's fairly small, so they can't live that far apart. Um,
Exactly.
it's not like if you live in Texas or
No.
Alaska where you could live in the same state and be 1,000 miles away from each other.
Oh,
So that's
yeah.
really good. They're both lovely ladies. I got to meet Chloe a couple of years ago myself. I have not met Ellen in person, but
Okay.
that would have been fun. I'm glad you two got to do that.
Yes, absolutely. Now we just need to get some more of you guys, out to Casper to come meet each other here too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be fun. Like, I'd love to get out to Wyoming. Wyoming is not a state that I've visited. I've come close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you call Estes Park close, um,
It's
that's
close, but
as
not no cigar.
right. That's as close as I got. Like, I told Amanda that day. I said, I kind of want to drive over the border to Wyoming and then drive back just to say I've been there. And she's like, "What for?" I'm like,
Oh, that,
okay,
that
maybe maybe not."
that's just cutting off the good part. You gotta get in the center of Wyoming. You gotta see
Right.
all the good stuff. Corner schmorner, right? I'm just,
Yeah. Well, now I've got a better
I'm
reason
just,
to go out there and hang out
that's
with some
true.
of my quilting buddies.
That's
So.
true. You do. You very much
Right
do.
now.
All right.
Let's see. What have we got going on?
Oh, the
Yes.
Heather's poll, guys. It is in her post section on her channel.
Yes.
And I will say this, guys, if you are a content creator and you're here, do exclamation selfie in the chat. I do not mind giving you guys some free advertising. So please, please do that. Lana says Wyoming is awesome. I know, right? Wyoming is amazing. Patricia's asking if I like the Martelli cutter. I love it. I love it. She's debating about getting one for her hand fatigue. So with a traditional rotary cutter, and I do know where they are, I think now.
I've got mine too.
Yep. Oh no, those are not my rotary cutters. Okay. I did come across my old stash of rotary cutters. So typical rotary cutter, you're holding it like a pizza cutter, and you are like having to push down, and your wrist and your shoulder, or your wrist and your elbow and your shoulder are all feeling the strain, and that's why a lot of people have to stand up. Oh, that's gorgeous, Sean. I
Yeah.
love the colors. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
just all it's all well, the black's not scraps, it's cut from yardage, but all
Yeah.
the colors are just all solids. I'm not using any batiks. I'm not using any blenders on this one. I figured let's just do it all as solids, and that sort of thing. Now, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. You're good. And Susie used that opportunity to drop in a super chat. So you have a raffle ticket for April or for October 13th. I'm gonna get over my April thing. But so when you're holding a traditional rotary cutter, that's why a lot of people have to stand to cut, is because you need that extra room to give your arm a little bit more ergonomics. With the Martelli, you can sit because you are just rolling it like a rolling pin. So if you think back to when you played with Play-Doh, or you helped your mom or grandmother in the kitchen, you are literally just it's a very arm neutral and hand neutral motion. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Deborah is asking if there's any embroiderers in here. Machine embroidery. That's it for me. Machine embroidery. And Alex is here. Welcome in.
Yes, good to see my mate Alex. Yeah, the
Welcome.
only thing I would
Welcome.
tell you to my telecutter, I love mine. I use it, well, I have to use it with the rulers from Fallon,
Okay.
the trim locks and that sort of thing there, because I normally use just the standard Viscas
Regular.
one that
Yeah.
everybody, I'm used to this. I've been using it all this time. I like to use it in the 28 mil. But the only issue I've run into is now whether I've used a 28 or the 45 with these Viscas is it won't cut because it won't go down
Oh, that makes
because this thing
sense.
gets in the way. So I've been using the Metallic cutter, but the only thing with the Metallic cutter, if you get one, is just prepare yourself for a learning curve because
Yeah.
instead of it's a different mechanic. You'll like most people like it. If you don't like it at first, just give yourself time. At first, I wasn't. I was like, okay, I don't get it. I don't really see the because I don't have hand fatigue either. So I'm probably not the best person to um refer to. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I like mine now. And the more I use it, the more I enjoy it. So if you try it the first time and you're not used to it, you might not think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But after a while, I think you really will um
Yeah.
you'll,
Absolutely. And
will
thank you,
like it.
Pat.
So
Pat has joined the super chat for October 13th. Thank you very much. Let's see. So we've got quite a few that are that do slow stitching embroidery by hand. Some that are known to pick up cross stitch. And the question is, looking for someone to video chat and sew. That would be fantastic. Lana's working through her 37th-ish cross-stitch work in progress. Yeah, you have a long laundry list, Lana. Long laundry list. She's got more projects than me, I think.
oh,
I think she's managed to get into that category. It's having more projects than Tammy.
that's impressive.
There's some people that are getting back into hand stitching again, says Helen. Dawn does hand embroidery. Delia's asking what kind of machine she's got. Ooh, that's a good question. I So on me, I do not do the hand embroidery or hand stitching because it just does not fit my activity level and my ability level anymore. I do cross stitch occasionally, but it's been a hot minute since I picked that up. It's been a very hot minute since I picked it up. I need to, once I get baby or beauty off the quilt frame, for a little bit, I'll do some machine embroidery with her. But I gotta look for more scraps, guys. I gotta look for more scraps. I thought I had enough of what I pulled out, and I don't. So, Baby Milk Meridian Delia. Ooh, very cool. That's a good machine, I've heard. I've heard of that machine.
Where'd it go?
I've got flannel in here. I should not have flannel in here. I have a whole bin for nothing but flannel. I don't know how my some flannel ended up in this. Oh well. Such is life. We'll figure it out later. I have no patience for hand stitching, says Jacqueline. I know, right? I do have patience for it. I just don't have enough patience to do it. Not on any kind of regular level. I wonder. Nope,
Yeah,
that's too big. Small.
I'm not huge on hand stitching either, but I actually did um finish quite recently some hand embroidery, hand stitching on the 100 Acre Woods, and hopefully
Oh.
I could reach it. Oh, hang on. If I can do it without bringing the whole stack down, that'd be good.
Oh, come on. Where's the fun in that? We need a fabric avalanche, right?
No, we do not need a fabric avalanche, but this is just an example of what
Oh,
I've
wow.
done.
You did fantastic on that.
I did. I really am
That's
impressed. Like John did a
amazing.
wonderful tutorial for it. But the nice thing, like I never thought I would enjoy hand stitching. But the nice thing about these is that I was able to take these and do it on the
Oh,
go.
that's true. That's very true.
Like I was at a work meeting in Baltimore late last year, and I got there 30 or 40. I took it with me in case I was bored in the hotel room,
Yeah.
and I got to the meeting like 45 minutes early after breakfast, and I just whipped it out and started stitching because I was like, what else am I going to do? Sit here and just like twiddle my thumbs or play on my phone? Like,
That's
so yeah,
exactly what you do.
it is good for portable stuff. So stuff like, keep that in mind too, folks, is that it's a good portable project. I've taken them to like school plays when I've gotten there early and that sort of thing there and just stitched away, and it helps kill the time, like because you
Yeah.
don't really need much. So
Ellen says, Tammy, I'm loving your 365 block videos. Some of the blocks are so small. They are. So a majority of those blocks are 3-inch blocks. I will say I am just getting into those 6-inch blocks that are coming up. And I do not know what's going to post on Wednesday yet because Wednesday is not posted. Um, it's a little bit of a snafu what I have to do for Wednesday. So if you're following along with the 365 project, like if you signed up to do the 365, you can go on the site and you can kind of see what I'm about to be doing. And I don't know if I've got enough time to get it recorded before Wednesday. So I do have Thursdays recorded, but I might not have Wednesdays. And Ellen is getting on the super chat raffles. Thank you, Ellen. You have a raffle ticket for October. Um, oh wow. Bob says, love my Martelli cutter. Shattered wrist 13 years ago. Screws and a plate. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Martellis are fantastic for not stressing your joints out. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see. Getting close to finishing 2 of my newer starts. Okay, so Deborah is saying if anyone's interested, I can give you my Facebook name. That or send me an email, Deborah, and anybody who wants to sign up for a hand stitching time, send me an email, and I will also forward that to you. That way, everybody knows we can find you safely without finding how many ever possible other Deborahs are out there with a similar name. That way, we keep everybody a little bit safer. It's a little bit easier that way. And I do not mind. And I will drop my email in the chat so you guys can have that. Oh, that's awesome, Lana. She's closing in on 60% completed on one of her cross stitches. That is a big accomplishment. Absolutely massive accomplishment. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Sean, what does your shirt say?
if you see a seam ripper, now is not a good time.
Oh, perfect shirt.
Yeah, I have like 2 or 3 of these in like different fonts.
I still do not have one of those. Yes, absolutely. So Deborah says email, please. So yes, guys, send me an email. Deborah, send me an email, and I will help forward on the contacts that are wanting a hand sewing group. I do not mind at all. We're gonna keep y'all safe.
There you go. Sounds good.
So many people out there on the internet these days. Better to find the right person the first time. Let's
Yep.
see. I know I missed something else up there. Um,
Oh, Lona says she's getting close to finishing 2 of her newer starts, 100-day sampler and a Biscorno. I'm probably butchering that name, but that sounds
uh,
good.
that's close enough. I don't know how to pronounce that either.
I think it's French. I think it sounds French. I think my French-speaking child just went upstairs, so I can't ask her.
Of course she went upstairs right before you'd need to ask her something.
Well, they need to go upstairs so they can go to sleep because they have to go to school tomorrow.
School? Who wants school? When is your next
Uh,
Zoom? Very good question, Dorlin. So I was going to be doing the Zoom this upcoming weekend. Um, yes, I was going to be doing it this upcoming weekend. I have had things come up that I cannot get out of. So unfortunately, I cannot do it this weekend. And then the 2nd, 9th, and then 16th of May are already taken. So I am looking at possibly Memorial Day weekend if you guys are open to that. We could do it Memorial Day weekend or we could do it the last weekend in May. So you guys tell me what works better. Unless Wednesday change is a fairly simple plot. No, Wednesday changed. Wednesday changed. Did I ever get my crown back? No, my crown is still outstanding, Denise. Still
that's not.
outstanding. It has not surfaced yet. Not surfaced. Travel mug with the same saying, says Dawn. Oh, she got the same saying as your shirt, Sean.
Oh,
Uh,
very nice. Yeah, there's different ones out there because I think I got this one as a Christmas gift and the other one was a Christmas gift from different people. So
let's
my family just
see.
knows I'm with sewing shirts now, so it works out nicely.
It's easy.
Oh,
You're an easy purchase for Christmas presents.
all right. Why am I getting an advertisement for a Braziers?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. YouTube has thought
It's
something
on your
different.
it's on your thing. So I guess I don't know.
Oh, who else has been watching your channel, Sean? Or who else has been watching on your YouTube, Sean?
I don't know. Maybe they think it's time to buy something for Mother's Day. I don't know.
Oh, that's a very good possibility. I do not know. Guys, I have no control over what ads you see. That is
No, that's
entirely
all.
up to YouTube.
I was gonna say it's all YouTube. So
Yeah, it's all YouTube and your browsing history.
yeah. Well, I haven't been looking for them. So uh, I don't know.
Ah, that is hilarious. Let's see. Katie says she's getting close to finishing up her Stitch It Jelly Bar 5 quilt along. Few more pieces of sashing, then a border, and then she'll have another quilt top. That's fantastic. All right, Dawn says the last weekend in May, so not Memorial Day weekend. Okay. I will do my best. I will do my best. I have got to
All
see
right. One, two,
um,
three, four.
May and June are about to be absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy,
Welcome to my
crazy.
world.
Yeah, it's gonna be massively crazy around here, and so I don't know what anything's gonna look like just yet. So, but I will put it on the schedule and see if I can make sure it happens. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Um,
Well, I can
so,
commiserate with you on that one because, like, once the weather starts getting warmer here, we're
mhm.
usually out and about with the kids. So I don't know what I'm doing from week to week either. A lot of times we don't know what we're doing until like Friday or Saturday because a lot of it depends on the weather. We don't want to, go somewhere outdoors if it's going to be pouring down rain. So,
That's true. That's
um,
true.
and we've kind of used up our wet weather weekend thing 'cause, we usually take the kids up to Luray Caverns.
Okay.
Um, and that's a good wet weather activity because when you're 100, 200 feet underground, it doesn't matter what it's doing outside.
That's true.
So
It doesn't. Absolutely
yeah, there
doesn't.
was one weekend a couple of weeks ago, it was like supposed to rain and that like we looked at the Outer Banks, it was raining down there, the mountains, it was raining in DC, it was raining in Richmond. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is the Luray Caverns weekend. So
Here you go.
we all just jumped in the car and up we went and we had a good time. So
Well, the funny thing is, oh, Lana says her birthday's in June. Thank you, Ellen. She says thumbs up for Sean and Tammy.
yes, thank
Joan
you.
says last weekend in May sounds good right now. Okay, there we go. So we will not do Memorial Day weekend. We will try to catch that last weekend. Um, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see exactly where my brains are by that point. We have my husband's nonprofit. The first trip is in May, the beginning of May. That's why the 9th is off limits. And then I've got family coming in at the beginning of June. So I don't know exactly how it's going to look yet. That's, I never know with family coming into town because I love my husband's family. Don't get me wrong. I love them dearly. But I just never know what to expect. So they could come in guns blazing and ready to conquer the world and conquer all of Wyoming in 1 week. Or they could come in and we're just going to hang out with you guys. And I don't know what's going to happen. More
I
cold
don't have
weather.
that problem.
Yeah, your family travels from a long distance to come see you if they came. If they
Yeah,
came.
yeah. Well, when they do come, like they just want to kind of chill for about 4 or 5 days while they get over the jet lag because it's quite a bit of a bit time difference. So we don't have to worry about them too much about being gung ho and wanting to see everything in the first 3 days. So
Oh, I knew this was going to come up the moment that I said something about May and June being hectic. Jonah is asking if I am moving in June. Well, I sure hope so. That is still the plan. We are still hoping so. Denise says more cold weather coming to the East Coast this week. Ice and snow, says the National Weather Report. You know, this all goes back to that groundhog, doesn't it?
yeah. Well, it got cooler here today. Yesterday, I think it was in the mid 80s or so because we were at one of the outlet malls. Because the girls they hate museums, but they sure like to go shopping. So, uh, we've seen a lot of the outlet malls, um,
Oh.
which is fine. Each kid that we have come in here has different interests. We try and tailor the experiences to what the kids like. We went to one or two museums and they both looked at us and they're like, we really don't like museums. I'm like, okay, well, thank you for telling us because otherwise you would have been drugged to like 10 more. So yeah, we just tailor it to their experience. But there are some things that we take everyone to, like the caverns and that sort of thing there as well.
Yeah,
So,
that's
um,
fantastic. Ellen was even saying she's been to Leroy Caverns or Caverns.
yeah,
They were camping in Skyline Drive, and it rained one day, so we went. Um,
yeah, great wet weather. Yeah, if you're in that area and it's raining one day, just go to the caverns because as I said, it's inside. It can be a little like when you go into the entrance, it can be a little slick. So just be careful walking in, because the rain will filter in a little bit. But once you
mm-hmm.
get more than about 20 steps in, it doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, sleeting, windy. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same underground because the temperature's the same year round. It's like I think they said it's like 55, 56 degrees underground all year round. It was like that in
Yeah,
Coopedi too with the in Australia. Like a lot of people live underground there in one of the mining communities because it's 66 degrees
all
inside
year.
the mountain. Yeah,
Yeah.
all year. Um, and I've seen that happen. Like we stayed underground there one night when we were on a field trip through Central Australia, and it was like 66 degrees inside. We went outside, and they tell you the desert gets very cold at night. Yeah, it was below freezing
Oh
outside. So
shoot.
yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely a lot colder.
yeah, and you don't have to worry too much about like you don't have any heating or cooling bills because the ground keeps it naturally at the right temperature for you too.
That's
So
true. That's true. I
um,
There's a few caverns that I've been to. There's Cathedral Caverns, and oh gosh,
I think they have one of those in Virginia.
there. Yeah, I think so. I've been to caverns in Alabama and Kentucky. Or no, was it Kentucky? I don't. Maybe
There's a
it
really
wasn't
big one in
Kentucky.
Kentucky. I didn't get a chance to
Oh,
go
maybe it
to it.
was. Maybe it was. Um, but I've been to that one. I haven't been to any caverns out here yet. Linda says she loves going to caverns, right? Uh, Caverns are exciting, but for someone who's claustrophobic, they can be very terrifying. So just make sure that you're not taking anyone who's, you know, claustrophobic with you to a cavern. It might not be their dream vacation trip.
Well, I kind of get claustrophobic a little, well, like especially in crowds.
Oh
But I
yeah.
did, yeah. These one, the Lorraine's big enough um, that you don't really have that issue. I mean, I have to. The only problem that Lily and I ran into is we both had to duck a lot,
Oh gosh.
because she's 6 foot flat and I'm
Oh
about six
wow.
five.
Yeah.
So yeah, little Nardi, who's like 5'5", she's just walking along without a care in the world, and poor old Lily and I were having to duck a bunch. So,
Oh, that's so
um,
funny.
Yeah, Mammoth Cave is in Kentucky. Yeah, I think it's
Yes, that's the one I've been
like a
to as well.
yeah. I didn't. I was looked into going there when I was in Louisville, but I didn't get a chance to go there. But um, I want to go back to Louisville again one day anyway.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, beautiful, beautiful place. I really enjoyed my time there. Had a wonderful time looking at different things. Loved the baseball field there. Had a good time
Mm-hmm.
watching baseball there.
Gotta
They
gotta love
have,
baseball stadiums.
well, the nice thing was it was like 90, 95 degrees when we were there. It was the middle of July, but they have this wonderful ticket option there. Like, minor league baseball, it's usually like 15, $20 for a ticket.
Yeah.
But there they have club level tickets for $10 more.
Oh, not bad.
No, not at all. I paid the $10 extra. I was like, if it's going to be
Yeah.
95 degrees outside and I can sit inside an air-conditioned lounge,
Yeah.
for the sake of 10 extra dollars, I paid it happily. And well worth every well
Yeah.
worth every penny. I've
I
sat in club level once or twice in the major leagues. I got some really good deals through StubHub and that.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd never seen it on the minor league level at such an affordable price. But
Uh,
it was, yeah, well worth it. Yeah, it was really good. And I happened to go on the right night too because they had $3 chicken strips and $2 beers. So I got
oh.
two servings of
Yeah.
chicken strips and two beers for $10. So I mean, I was a happy man.
You you got a fantastic deal.
I know,
Um,
right?
Judy says she's been to Mammoth Cavern, had a little bit of anxiety about going down to cold, dark, creepy places. Yeah, I can understand that. Linda brings up Ruby Falls in Tennessee. I do love Ruby Falls. Oh, it's gorgeous. I haven't been in so long, but oh, Ruby Falls is definitely
Cave
something
of
to
the Winds. And
go check out. Um, Cave of the Winds in Colorado Springs is fun to see. That's closer to
I
me
didn't
this time. Um, Busch
I didn't see
Gardens. Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't see that one.
Ruby Falls? Yeah, you need to
No,
check out.
Cave of the Winds in
Oh,
Colorado Springs. I didn't
oh,
see that.
I
Oh,
hadn't either. I
I want to
will
go back to
definitely have to check.
Colorado anyway. So yeah,
If you're going, let me know when you're going, and I will.
yeah, I will.
We'll make it a trip. We'll make it a trip.
I want to
Um,
go whitewater rafting out there again one day.
I so miss whitewater rafting. I haven't been in so long. I
Although the
haven't
best
been probably since I've started working, as an adult.
Although if you want to do some really, really good whitewater rafting here in the US, I think you're gonna be hard pressed to beat is it the New
Mekalulu.
River, I think it's called, the
Oh
New
yeah,
River in West Virginia.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That
it
one's
is
fantastic.
it is fantastic. I love that. I want to go back there and do that again one day.
Now
So
we do have some rapids that they installed here in town, on the river that we have that comes through town, which is the North Platte River. But I don't know if they do whitewater trips through town like that. I guess I might need to check into that. It won't
yeah,
be. I don't think anybody will be doing it in September still, but um, Busch Gardens, Loch Ness, and the Big Bad
Big Bang.
Wolf.
Yes, yeah. Busch
uh,
Gardens is the theme park that she mentioned on my video last week. We took the
oh,
girls to
okay,
Busch Gardens. It's the
gotcha.
theme park. It's like 45 minutes up the road. Yeah, the Loch Ness Monster. I think it's 50 years old now. They refurbished that a couple of years ago. It's a fun ride. I get motion sickness now, so like I get motion sickness on a subway car. So
Ooh, yeah,
um, I really can't ride those much anymore, but I love doing that. Yeah,
yeah.
the Big Bad Wolf. The original Big Bad Wolf is gone. They replaced it with another one called the Bolton about 10 years ago, and they're actually refurbishing that one now. It's supposed to be reopening again sometime in the spring, so that'll
Um,
be fun.
oh, you're okay, Ellen. She's like, sorry, off topic. Um,
I know, you're fine. We always get on tangents, especially on my
we
lives.
do,
Like
we
we'll talk.
do.
Yeah,
Helen brought up Carlsbad Caverns. I so want to go to Carlsbad. I've not been to those Carlsbad yet. It's kind of on my bucket list too. I'm glad you brought it up. Katie's asking if someone with back issues can whitewater raft. That is up to you and your doctor to make that decision.
yes, I would
Um,
definitely talk to your doctor.
my back issues, I have bulging discs. So it's not an actual any kind of thing where they think that it would cause further issues. But your back issues or your back issues, like my husband, I would absolutely not recommend that he whitewater raft because his spine is compressed, and bumped the wrong way or too hard one way. could paralyze him. So we're not. He's not whitewater rafting. But I
Yeah.
probably could without issue.
That's, yeah, definitely something you'd want to talk to your doctor about. And then, I would not do the class fours and
No,
fives
no.
anyway. There are some more family friendly options out there, like the Bighorn Sheep Canyon near Manteo Springs, not California, Colorado. It's the upper part of the river. And then you go down and it's a little more intense through the Royal Gorge. So that might be, but again, I would not do it without speaking to my medical professional first
Yeah.
because I am not a medical professional. I come from a family of nurses, but it does not mean that I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, definitely speak to your doctor first and say, hey, I'm considering this. What do you think?
Yeah.
Um,
Because they
because
might
they've,
actually say, you can do the family friendly ones that don't have rapids above this range,
yeah,
because you're less likely to be thrown out of the raft. Um,
yeah,
the ones that you're more likely to be thrown out of the raft is probably going to be a big fat no. Just gonna say. Oh,
yeah.
good night, Judy. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great
Although I've
night.
found Um, the closest I've ever come to falling out of a raft has always been on the first rapid, which is usually like one of the like class twos. So
Oh,
someone told me that. Well, I think the first time I went whitewater rafting was in Australia, and they told me, yeah, most people fall out in the first rapid or two. So if you make it through those two, you're usually pretty safe.
well,
So,
you know why that is, right?
because you're not used to it.
Yeah, because you're not used to it, you're not prepared, and
Yeah,
you're you're going to be a little bit nervous heading into
yeah,
them. Even if you're a seasoned whitewater rafter, you're still going
yeah.
to be a little bit nervous. I've got the hiccups, guys. Um, oh,
Yeah,
wow. Ellen says she's always wanted to raft the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon, but it's pricey. It's a multi-day trip. I am down to go with you, Ellen. If you can afford to put me and you on that raft, I will go with you.
Yeah, I highly recommend West Virginia if you want scenery. The Royal Gorge in Colorado is fantastic. Um, I'm still kicking myself to this day, and it's been 31 years that I did not do the whitewater rafting trip in Queenstown, New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, one of these days, maybe
Oh,
that'll be my retirement gift to myself.
oh, good
Um,
night, Don. Good night, Don. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss you. Didn't mean to miss you going to bed. Thank you for being
yes,
here.
a couple of people are heading off to bed, which I don't
Yep.
blame them for,
Yep.
because
It's late. It's
it
late.
is late.
Dora Lynn says the drought has ruined the rivers and lakes here in Colorado. It has here too. The river I don't believe is at its full yet, at its normal. Um, and I just yeah. Oh, was Chloe going to bed too?
Well,
Oh, maybe I don't know. It's okay. If you were headed to bed, please go pet some fabric before you get in bed. You
I
know
think
you
she was
want
saying
to.
goodnight to people. I think she's still
You
here with
think so?
us.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. All right. I think we're all confused. I think we're all confused. That's fine.
I'm I'm always confused.
Perpetually confused squirrel. That's
Like
my
if you're
that's my
looking,
moniker tonight.
it's like I tell folks in my life, if you're looking for professional and perfect, you're in the wrong spot. Thank you for checking us out. Hit the like or the dislike on the way out, and I hope you find
Yeah,
what you're looking for.
right?
Because I am a hot mess, morning, noon, and night. So
I think that's why you and I get along so well. Because
yeah,
I am too.
probably.
Because I am definitely a hot mess. Oh.
All right, so that's 9.
Linda is
And
still here. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that.
excellent.
I'm
We are
not having to
making some good.
guess.
We're making some good progress on my 16
Oh,
piece.
wow. Yes, you are. Those are some tiny pieces.
Well, that's not. It's not really that different to stitching the bigger pieces. You just don't have to. You don't stitch as long.
Oh, I know.
You stitch 5 or 6 stitches and you're done. Like it's not. It looks difficult, but it really isn't.
Mm-mm. That's why I love my 1 inchies. I love tiny pieces. I was actually showing that to someone earlier today, that I was explaining that I'm a quilter, and they're like, okay, well, what kind of quilting to do? Oh, you're so welcome, Deborah. She is headed off to bed as well. Thanks
Yeah,
for the
good
email.
night.
You're so welcome. Moto's laughing. Sean, hit the like or dislike. Yep, I know, right?
I mean, it always hurts you getting that dislike, but at the end of the day, it's still engagement, and
It is.
it actually is positive as long as you don't get like more dislikes than likes overall. You know, it doesn't really matter. So, if you
I haven't seen any negative repercussions for getting some dislikes.
no, because if you look at your analytics, I mean, mine says it's like I gotta get some dislikes once in a while. Every content creator's going to, but
Hmm.
I think the overall's like 99.8% or something like that. So I think it's like unless you get down to like the less than 50, if you got 5,000 likes and 7,500 dislikes, that's when they got to start taking notice of you. But until then, they're
Yeah.
not, you can't please everybody. They don't expect you to. So,
Nope.
um,
Not at all. Not at all. Um, Nanette says she loves those little blocks. I know. I love little blocks too. I
yeah,
love little blocks.
I've really enjoyed this project.
Seems like it because it's a good project to work on. It really is.
Yeah.
Um,
If you
that's why
told me
I'm kind
three
of
or
like,
4 years ago that I would enjoy this FFPP project, I would have told you were crazy, and that was not likely to happen.
well, I think all of these, the actual big blocks on this, people actually use the dislike button. Oh yes, Ellen, absolutely they do. Yes, they do. So my bigger
But
blocks on this are 6 inches, but then these little
mhm,
bitty ones are all 3 inch blocks. So yeah,
oh, nice.
I like them like little blocks too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some do, but then it's funny because sometimes like I'll look at a short, um, and I might get two or three dislikes on it because the shorts get tend to be pushed out to a new audience, and some of them might like what I have to offer, and some might not, and that's okay. We all have different tastes. But then I also see people, sometimes my dislikes will turn into likes later on. So I think sometimes people hit dislike by accident and then
Hmm.
realize it and hit likes as well. So,
That's
some of
fair.
them could just be, they could be mistakes. So, we all just learn not to take it personally, and away we go. So,
I think when I first started my channel, I was so adamant that I don't care which one you hit. I don't care if you hit the like. I don't care if you hit the dislike. Just hit one of them.
yeah,
And so I got quite a few dislikes early on from where people were just hitting that because I gave them permission, and I'm perfectly fine with it.
I
Doesn't
know.
bother me one bit.
I've told people in my lives too, like if you don't like it, hit the dislike button on the way out. It's fine. Like because at the end of the day, my audience is fantastic, and there's been more of the people that's going to hit that like button on the way out than there's two or three or four people that hit the dislike. So
Yeah, it's very
it's
true.
just um one of those things.
Jacqueline is
So
saying that she does very little shorts because they're a struggle to get views for me. Shorts can be a struggle. If you are not a content creator that tends to do shorts often, they can be a struggle. I don't do a lot of shorts either. Um,
voiceovers, I
yeah, I don't.
found it,
Yeah.
yeah, everything that I've done with voiceovers has performed extremely, like a whole lot better than anything else that I've done
Oh,
otherwise. So,
okay.
Jacqueline, maybe try doing some shorts with voiceovers because for whatever reason, people seem to enjoy those. And I was talking to Tasha, I think it was from Tasha Quilt a few weeks
Yeah.
ago, and she was telling me that, and it's like the percentage, like 35 or 40% of people watch shorts without the sound on. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very important also to put the text on there. So my program has um closed captions that I can actually put on the screen automatically. And so all of my shorts that I've done recently have that on there, and that I don't know if it's making any difference, but the views on those are good too. So I think that's worth looking into as well if you can do that.
Linda says she can't wait to start doing lives. She mainly does shorts right now. Yeah, I don't have hardly any luck with my shorts. I do so much better with lives or recorded. But my recorded, I struggle with recorded, and that's part of the challenge that I've put on myself with this 365 quilt to do those recordings. I'm doing music over it. I'm not doing voiceover. But in order to keep that going, that is a huge struggle for me because I do so much better on short pieces of things, not big, long, let's do this again and again and again kind of thing.
Hmm.
So that's been my struggle is to get those done. But those are performing really, really well. Everybody's kind of fallen in love with them now that they've been out. We're almost a month into the dailies for that, so that's been turning out well. Um, let's see. I know. I thought I had another one. Patricia says she's doing 1.5 inch Irish chain, but can only do it for a short period of time and have to put it away for a while. Small pieces stress me out. Yeah, I can understand that. Not everybody can do the small pieces without the stress level. I love them, but it takes some adjustment to get used to them. Oh, Jacqueline says she would love to start doing lives, but she's afraid. Jacqueline, if you
I
ever
already
want to come join me, or I'm sure Sean would not mind.
I just went back on that comment and said, "Hey, send me an
Yeah,
email. I'd love to have her as a guest." I've
yeah,
had quite a few people that have never been live before, with smaller channels, newer channels, and said, "Hey, come on and join me. I'm always looking for new guests. I'd love to have you on. I mean, yes, you'll have to get up early, 8 o'clock Eastern on a Saturday morning,
mm-hmm.
but it's a great way. I love having a guest too. I don't know that I could do lives by myself. I admire those that can do lives by themselves because it's not my forte." And yeah, if you want to, get your feet wet by jumping on, and joining me, I would love to have you. I think you'd be a wonderful guest. So yeah, definitely
Yeah,
reach out and we'll try and schedule a date. And again, if you want to join, Tammy as well, you can. I'm not
yeah,
going to steal you
yeah.
from her.
No, that's fine.
But the offer is there for you. I would be
Yeah,
happy to have you.
yeah, we both would. That would be fine.
Yeah, and
Um,
it might be a good way for you to give it a try, and that way you've got someone else to talk to. It's a lot easier having someone else to talk to, and that sort of thing there as well. And the audiences here are fantastic. Like if
they
you're
are.
new, they will be so supportive and so understanding. And if you goof something up, they're not going to care. We're not going to sit, no one yells at you.
They're gonna
Um,
cheer you on.
yeah, Katie would probably love to have you there as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So you
She's
might
already put
have
it in
to,
there. Yeah, she's
she
already
has,
she's put it in there. Yep, she sure
yeah.
has. Yeah,
Katie's
this.
always looking for guests like I am. So yeah, Jacqueline, really, that might be the way for you to do it. Like, come
Yeah,
on, join some of us as guests. It will build your audience. It'll kind of get you over that fear because the first couple of lives you do, oh my goodness, you are scared stiff. Um,
yes,
my
very much
first,
so.
my first two lives, the first one was with Stephanie Stitches. I think she had like 4 or 5 thousand subscribers at the time, and then my second one, oh my goodness. Um, I was on with Sobeka, Ian the Off Kilter Crafter, Mum and Pop Quilt Shop, Tiffany's Quilting Life.
Oh, you got the whole
I,
experience
I
getting
was
on
I
with
was
all
on
of
with
them at
like
the
the
same
I was
time.
on with all the all stars, and I'm just like sitting in my little corner, quiet as a mouse. I was so nervous. My goodness.
Oh,
Yeah. So don't do what I did. Don't jump onto some like an all-star cast all at one time. Yeah,
yes.
just jump on one of us. And yeah, but I really do think it's a good way for you to get your feet wet.
Um,
Because it's
yeah. Welcome in, Sheila. I'm going to say that real quick. Heather says she wishes she could, but she doesn't have a private space and doesn't want the menus to steal the show, as it were. I am with you on that. I completely understand. Right now, my space is not private either. I am in the living room space, and my dog has just stolen one of my socks. Um, because he went into the bedroom to steal it. So I have my shelving and all of that set up so that I can kind of have a little bit of space, but it's definitely not private. And so when you have little ones, I can imagine it would be so much harder.
yeah.
So get over here. You gotta come up here.
I was just thinking about that. I might have to start putting in my emails that I send out to folks so that experience not required because it really isn't. I've had
Bring it.
multiple people, probably over a dozen, where it's been their first live ever. I think Barry that was here earlier. I'm not sure if he's still here or not. His, I I think that was his first live. There's been, yeah,
Oh
quite a
yeah.
few people that have never been live before. And I'm like, hey, come give it a try.
Yeah.
It it'll be fine.
And
So
and not everybody does go live. So if you guys know Kathy from My Hobby Home, she never goes live on her own channel. She has internet issues, and streaming all on her own would be a little too difficult. But when she joins me on mine, it's not as much bandwidth, so it's a little bit easier. So that might help you as well. Um,
yeah.
Welcome in, Rita. Glad you're here. Patricia says her sewing space is in the living room as well, right? Right? I am hoping that one day I won't have to share. Sharing that space is challenging. Very challenging. It was not the original plan when we moved in here, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but really, when has your original plan ever been what actually happens down the road? I mean,
I think once when I was in third grade.
yeah, that's about yeah.
That's
And that was that.
probably, I think that's probably the only time. And my dog has gone to go try to find more stuff to steal. I already know. Oh, Katie's sewing space is in the living room too. Um, Linda says she's been on one live with someone she follows but didn't stay on very long and she enjoyed it. See, there you go. There you go. And Gladys
Yeah,
is here. Welcome in, Gladys.
good
Welcome
evening.
in.
Yeah, and you got to be nervous for the first 10 or 20 of them. Like it's just
Yes.
it's natural. Now it's just like okay, whatever. Um,
Well, what I did is I was on with Katie from Greenland Quilter for her New Year's Eve into New Year's
hmm
Day party for
yeah,
12 hours. And I was there the whole time because I wanted to challenge myself. If I can hang out and be on there the whole time, then maybe I can handle doing this. And so I handled it that time. I do not recommend a 12-hour live for everybody. That is definitely not my
no, thank
my
you.
plan going forward. I can't do it again. I'm barely holding down 2 hours right now, guys. Hey, Marlene, welcome in.
I know
Um,
that's me too. Like,
yeah.
yeah, Katie is a trooper. Mom and Papa are troopers. They do
Mm-hmm.
12-hour lives and that sort of thing there. More power to them. I admire them dearly. But yeah, 2 hours is about my limit. I did
Yeah.
a 4-hour live, I think, once with Stephanie, and I was like, never again. Just because
Uh,
that's about 2 hours is about all I can manage. So
yeah.
yeah.
Um, hey, Cynthia, welcome in, I think. Yep, I saw Cynthia too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, so I did that. I did that 12 hours with Katie, and then I decided, you know what? Let me get up to 100 subscribers first. So I put one like tutorial video, and even recording that tutorial video, guys, my hands were shaking the whole time.
Yeah.
And so once I got done with that, then I gave it another try and actually went live, and Sean showed up for my very first live. And I think I was
hmm
actually more nervous when Sean showed up than I was any other time before that.
And I,
Because,
and I remember you telling me that story, and I felt bad because I was there to support you and like,
oh
go
yeah,
Tammy, like you can do this. Like,
yeah, you
um,
were, you really were. And I'm just sitting there going, like just shaking in my boots for it. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got a big person, like, big in the quilting world. I've got a big person
uh,
watching me.
I'm small fry. I mean, the big one in the quilting world right now is Katie. She's the one with what 32,000 subscribers or
Something
whatever
like
it
that,
is. So
yes.
yeah,
She's done
she's the big fish in the little ocean now. So um,
maybe once I move my studio around some more and get into a new space, maybe later this summer, I might actually be able to commit more time and not have to have so many interruptions come through. That might help me too. So we'll
yeah,
see.
but at the
We'll
end of the
see.
day, I think if you do the content that you want to make, the people will come and follow you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just want to stick to lives, stick to lives. I mean, I don't, long form
Or
content is good,
yeah,
in a lot of situations, but there are a lot of successful channels out there that do just live. I mean, Tiffany's Quilting Life, she has like 50 or 60,000 subscribers now.
yeah. She's
She doesn't do
crazy.
anything but lives.
Yeah.
Becca. I mean, she does some long form, but she's primarily like the meat and bones of her stuff is lives.
Yeah.
Katie, I mean, is another wonderful example here. She is what, over 30,000 subscribers, and she does the occasional short here and there. But her meat and bones is lives. So I mean, the quilting community loves lives a lot.
Yes.
Um, and so if that's what you're good at, stick with what you're good at and what you enjoy, because whatever you're best at is what I always tell people to do, and the folks will come. So
Yes, exactly. And Heather, you were so right. She says that's why I tell people who are thinking about starting a channel, spend time in front of the camera and practice talking to yourself. You are not
hmm
joking. Guys, when you
no.
are, especially if you are recording videos, not just lives, but just recording videos, do you know how weird it is to talk to yourself like you're
hmm
having a full conversation? It is so creepy sometimes. It can be done. I am proof that it can be done, but it is so creepy sometimes. And I'm the
Well,
Halloween
that's
girly.
That's what I did because I watched a video, like one of those things, it's like how to start a channel and blah blah blah. And it said that basically like your first 20 videos is throwaway. That's your
Mm-hmm.
learning experience on basically getting yourself set up, getting used to talking to the camera and everything else. So what did I do? I released my first podcast. The next day, I started Vlogmas. I did a 2-minute video every day for the month of December, and I knew it was going to be horrible, and that was okay because I figured, you know what, I got 5 subscribers or whatever it is at that time. No one's going to see this, and it's going to give me an opportunity to talk in front of the camera. And it was the best thing I could ever do for myself. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely practice. Whether you release it or not, maybe record the videos, and if you don't like it, don't post it.
Yeah.
Or just post it, and you can always remove it later if you don't like it. So,
And
but yeah, that's excellent advice there, Heather.
absolutely get used to the sound of your own voice
Yeah.
because especially if you're doing recorded videos, if you are going to go in and edit, you can't just throw out every video just because you don't like the sound of your own voice. So just get used to the sound of your own voice. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real problem. I personally don't like the sound of my voice, but I know everybody else likes the sound of my voice. So I have to remember that I'm not recording the content for me to watch. I'm recording it for someone else to watch. It's amazing. Um, let's see.
Katie said she was insane for doing the 28-day
Mm-hmm.
live challenge. Yeah,
Yeah,
you weren't alone there, Katie. Like I was cheering for you the whole way, but I was like, better you than me. I couldn't do that.
I'm not doing the 28-day live thing. I'm barely doing my lives right now. Um, we're still trying to get me on the right meds. Trying to. I'm waiting for all of that to come together. Maybe this week we'll get some good news. Um, so there's no way I can do every day videos.
But I was sitting there thinking to myself when she went to do that, I was like, if anybody can do it that I know, it's going to be Katie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if anyone can do it, we already know who it is. So,
Yeah. That's a good point too, Delia. She says you can make them private and go back once in a while and see how you've progressed through time. And that is absolutely
hmm
true. Just because you publish it to YouTube doesn't mean that everybody else on YouTube has to see it. But it does mean that you have the ability. So if you want to go sit, watch your TV, like, we all do, and we watch other content creators, you can put your own video up there and roll your eyes at yourself and, have the popcorn and, pitch it at the TV as much as you want. And it's a good experience to get yourself used to doing that part of that because that is usually what brings a lot of us down. It's that
yeah.
watching ourselves or whatever part. Um,
So that.
wow, golly, Sean, that looks
So
fantastic.
give it a couple more minutes. We'll have the black on there and we'll trim it up, and then you'll see how it finally looks.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, good night, Susie. Thank you for being here.
But
Appreciate
really, at
it.
the end of the day, if you want to start a channel, just go ahead and do it. I am the most introverted person you'll ever come across in your entire life. If you look up the word introvert in the dictionary, my face is sitting there going to be looking at you. So if I can do it, anyone can. Like, yeah, just start off small, um, you know, and just have a good time with it. If you don't have fun with it, you're not doing it for the right reasons, and
Yeah.
you'll get sick of it very, very quickly.
Yeah, and find out what figure out what you love
Yeah.
to do versus what everybody else loves to do. I do like lives because they tend to be a little bit easier for me because I feel like I'm talking to people that are actually talking back to me because I'm seeing the chat and reading it and all of that. Um, but that's not where everybody else finds their strong points. Some people find their strong points in just recording content, talking to a camera where nobody's talking back, and that's easier for them. Um, but that is not necessarily me. And I'm gonna have to rip all of these apart. Oops. So
Oh, that's not good.
I put them in the wrong order, guys. The short one is supposed to be here where the long one is, and the long one is supposed to be here where the short one is. So I got two seams to rip. Jackie's coming out. Um,
Poor old Jackie.
yeah, absolutely, Katie. She says, Jacqueline, you have Sean and all of us to help you through it too. You absolutely do. And guys,
Yeah.
um, when Zaza went live for her first time, for those of you who know, everybody showed up because we already knew her from chat. So we'll
Yep.
absolutely show up for that. We'll absolutely show up for that. Delia says, I say a
Yep.
creative choice. The only problem is the way that this is designed is it literally does kind of go up towards that blue one in the corner. And so it's going to look kind of odd to have one that goes the opposite direction going up. So it'll stand out too much for me. I would
Yeah, and
leave it, but I can't.
that's something you have to decide. Is that can you live with it?
Yeah,
Because
this one's not one of those.
yeah, because my old mate Peter Pan, and I think I talked about this last week on my podcast, but I cut Peter's legs here. I did all this
Oh,
stuff here, and
yeah.
I cut the legs half an inch too short.
Oh no.
And so I was like, okay, do I redo this whole section, which I really didn't want to do? And so what I ended up doing is like, no, I'm too lazy. Is I made an extra piece of this green here, a little bit like half an inch longer, so it all
Oh
matchy matched.
gosh.
But
I
then I
love it.
realized after I put it all together that the shorts are not the same length. You can see
That's
it's
okay.
slightly higher. But I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, no one's ever going to notice. I don't care. Now that I look at it a week and a half later, I don't really notice it. So, it is what it is.
There
So
you go.
sometimes you can, that's something you got to ask yourself, does it matter enough for you to redo it? Because I was like, it will take me an hour, hour and a half to redo it. And I was like, I'm not spending that time. It's not that, it's not that bad.
Yeah. You do have to make that decision. You definitely do. Uh,
Rita says, I just do not see you being an introvert, but then again, I'm an extreme extrovert, so maybe that's why. Well, that's the thing with introverts is like, it's not that we don't like people and it's not that we won't
mm-mm.
talk to you, but we only go to talk to you about stuff that we like.
Yes.
I do have a t-shirt that you've probably seen me wear a million times that says, introverted but willing to discuss quilting. And that's
Yeah.
100% true. If you want to talk to me about quilting, um, I'll talk to you all day. If you want to talk to me about random small talk stuff, I'll be like, yeah, okay, here you go. And then that'll be, I'll try and get away from you as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh
probably
yeah.
why, when I'm in my element with my people, you don't notice me as extra introverted. But yeah, you put me anywhere else, and I'm in the corner somewhere trying to hide.
Yeah, people have noticed that about me. So I'll be there with my husband, and he can talk about pretty much anything. I don't know how he does it, but I'm not that person. I've got other people around me who are uh, very much have the gift of gab and can chat and talk anybody about anything. And
That's my
yeah, I can do that if you get me on the right topics. But the moment that quilting or crafts get brought up, you kind of see my eyes light up, and yeah, I'm all over that. So I do apologize if I'm missing anything in the chat. My glasses, I put them down because I can see closer better without them, but I need them for the chat. So
Yep.
I'll pick them back up in just a minute.
No, you're fine. I'll go ahead and read through it anyway. Jacqueline says she cannot tell. Marlene says Peter is living rough. It's no wonder his shorts are the same length. I'm going with that one. I like that
There
one a
you
lot. Thank
go.
thank
There
you
you
for that,
go.
Marlene.
That's awesome.
Ellen says creative license. I kind of said the same thing to myself there as well. And then Rita says if someone's looking that closely, they're looking too close.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I really sat down and thought to myself because I thought that adding the extra piece of green would be good, but it just didn't. I didn't realize until the end that it was going to make the shorts the same thing, and I was just like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
So,
All
um,
right. So let me make sure I got these in the right direction this time.
all right, and then
There,
this
there
is
at
the
the bottom.
block. It's fine. It's now done.
Oh, that's amazing.
So.
Gosh, that looks fantastic, Sean.
Yeah, 3-inch block, 16 different pieces of fabric. So, turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with it.
I,
So,
I just did a 6-inch block that had 80 pieces.
oh, okay.
Oh, I don't want to. I'm not really in the mood to recomplete that block anytime soon either. Oh,
Let's see what's
I
next.
love all the options. I've always had jobs that required me to be social and interact with people, so I am a very social person, says Jacqueline. See, okay, so I can get on the phone with somebody and walk them through troubleshooting their sewing machine, their cell phone, their computer, if I want to. I That's what I used to do. So I can talk to people like that just fine.
Hmm.
And I can go on to different topics. I'm not scared of that. But I'm not great in big crowds like I used to be. It is much easier for me to not do that. Um, Delia is asking if my foundation paper piecing project is a full size design. It is. Let me grab the papers, and it comes out 42 inches by 54 inches. There's 35 6-inch blocks. I don't know how they did 35. I guess 5 by 7, something like that.
Yeah, that's the only way that 35 divides into anything else.
Yeah. I just sent out a quilt that is 36 blocks, so it's 6 by 6.
What is it?
So until
I
giveaway
learned this term the other
quilting.
week. I think it's called the highest common factor.
Yeah, that
Is
makes
that what it
sense.
is?
Yeah,
Because
something like that.
I didn't take statistics or algebra in high school. I got kicked out of algebra after a week and a half.
Oops.
Well, I wasn't grasping it.
Yeah.
And I was struggling and I didn't want to say anything, but then the teacher pulled me aside about a week and a half in and said, "Yeah, we're sending you to this classroom instead." And I'm like, thank the Lord. So
That was a nice teacher.
I,
Welcome
I'm
back.
so thankful for that. I
Yeah.
really am.
Welcome back, Cynthia. Glad you're back. She said
Yep.
hi and then got pulled away. That's how it happens.
Yep. My mate Cynthia. She's the one that's now in Virginia, right?
Yes, yes, she sure is. I don't know that she's in Virginia at the moment, because she's got a wedding coming up that she's attending.
And do I remember correctly, I met her at QuiltCon, or was that my imagination? I met a lot of people at QuiltCon. So
Very likely. Very
I think I
likely.
saw her there.
I think she said she met you there. Those blocks
Yeah.
are cool. Will it be a quilt when finished? I think she's asking you if your
Yes.
blocks are going to be a quilt. Very good.
Yes, I'll explain more about that later on when the blocks are done. You'll get to see progress on these over the coming weeks. But
I
yes, this whole thing has been earmarked for a particular project. So yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward and I'm very excited to get this done as soon as I can because I don't know, it's just I keep saying that I'm slightly obsessed with it and that's very, very true. And where did my
Cynthia
ruler
said that
go?
Cynthia said that you met her at the first
Okay.
QuiltCon or
I
at QuiltCon.
I thought I
Um,
did. I just didn't want to say yes, I did because there was Ingrid that I met there this year, and I thought I'd met her before, but apparently it was just through YouTube. I'd seen her enough times on
oh,
lives that I thought I'd met her in person. She's like, "Oh, it's so good to
gotcha.
finally meet you in person." I'm like,
Oops.
That's nice. I thought I'd met you before." She's like, "No." I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'd seen you on enough lives that I thought I did." So,
Yeah. Um, and then Jacqueline says she had to take statistics for nursing and had no clue why she had to take that class. It was horrible. I actually did fantastic in statistics. I bombed out of trig and some other class, some other math related class. I had to take business calculus because I was struggling with that. But I did fantastic in statistics. That one I could get. It was all the other ones I couldn't get.
Yeah,
All the other ones. All right.
algebra I could not wrap my head around. I still can't to this day. Um,
I have to write everything
geometry,
down. Yeah.
geometry I could do
Okay.
because it made sense. You know, like you
Yeah.
were actually trying to figure some, but you tell me x plus y equals z minus one or something, it made absolutely no sense to me. I just did not understand why this made a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, the geometry was fine. You know, you were telling me to find pi r square for the cylinder, you know, and I actually have used that once on my professional career to figure out how much stuff was in a cylinder.
Ah.
That's the only time I've used geometry in my life.
I have to look it up to remember the formulas. All right, so this is now fixed, so it's going the correct direction. So this is going above my tree, which is down here. And so it's going down in that progression. So I've got a different block to do too that I can work on tonight. But I don't remember what it's supposed to look like and where it's going. So I'm gonna have to
Oh,
look.
whoops.
Um, Thank you, Delia. She says looks great. Um, oh, good deal. Let's see.
Day was asking me there a minute ago, am I using the same color fabrics for all the blocks? No. I'm actually doing a full rainbow, Delia. I started off with red. And if you want to see all the blocks that I've done so far,
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, well, okay.
you can go check out the podcast because I showed some of these last week. So there's
That's
some
so pretty.
reds, and then we moved on to some pinks, and there's like 6 or 7 in each row.
I like
Some pinks
that.
there as well, and then I've done oranges
Ooh.
and some yellows,
I can't
and
wait till you get to
then
the purples.
I know, yeah, that's the last one because I'm kind of doing like a diagonal
Yeah.
um thing. So,
Thank
but yeah,
you.
you can go
Yeah.
check those out
Thank you,
as well
Heather.
because I
She says you'll have fun. She's got to get head to bed. So good night to you, Heather. Thank you.
yep,
Let's
sounds
see.
good.
Ellen says that she had the same issue, Sean. The teacher gave her 2 points so she could pass algebra and move on to geometry. I was an A student in geometry. That was me in high school. I was fantastic in geometry and trigonometry in high school, but I bombed algebra in high school. Get to college, and I'm fine in college algebra and business calculus. I'm fine. But it comes to algebra, or sorry, comes to geometry, trig, and all of that in college. And for some reason, I'm bombing it there. So I don't know what the
Mm.
deal was. My brain just was not going to do it no matter what. Um, oh my gosh. Denise wanted to be a pharmacist when she found out she'd have to work on cadavers. She changed her mind. Frogs were bad enough. Oh.
Yeah, I
Well,
bombed chemistry. Yeah, pharmacist would have been fun. I was thinking about that too for briefly, but then I bombed chemistry, so I was like, yeah, they're not going to let me go to pharmacy school with
mm-mm.
a sub 30
No, no, they
grade
would
in
not.
chemistry. I was like, they gotta laugh at me and go, yeah, good luck.
All right, so I've
So,
got part of what I need maybe for this one in this scrap box. I don't really want to pull out another scrap box, so we're gonna see what I can do with what I've got. So that's always my challenge is that I pull out a scrap box and then I don't check it to see what I've got in it. I should have really checked this one to see if I had enough of what I need to really make these tonight. Let's see. I think my
there
geometry
you are.
teacher felt sorry for me, passed me. Yeah, my teacher wouldn't have passed me anyway on anything. I was never that lucky. I did not have those kinds of teachers. Um, but I did phenomenal in the geometry. So then it is Tammy, introvert enabler. Oh, the shock! I know, right, Rita? I'm just shocking you left and right these last couple days. I started a project called Route 66 and had a live for that yesterday. And now we've got one more convert who is picking up the pattern too.
Oh,
because
nice.
they've decided that it is in their best interest to come sew along with us.
Well, that's good.
So I am definitely an enabler. I get the good patterns, guys. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah. I just can't take it on anything else. I got too many things I want to do as it is, and I got to finish stuff up first before I can
Well,
start anything else. Although I'm
well,
very close to finishing up Dog Park and 100 Acre Woods, so I'll be able to start the next two projects that I want to do.
I I've got far too many project boxes at this point that I really should not pick out any new projects. So I'm not picking out new projects, but not saying I don't want to. Just saying. Just saying. I would love to pick out new projects, but I shouldn't. Maybe I
Just not
can
enough
do
hours in the day.
this. I think I can use this. Okay. So maybe I do have enough of what I need for this one. We're going to test run and see what I've got. So I've got two squares that need 5 strips per, or 5 pieces per square. And it's not really, I really don't need big pieces. So that's one of the nice things about foundation paper piecing. Sometimes you can get away with a much smaller piece as long as you take your time and put it exactly where you need it.
Yeah. And I remember there was a couple of times with Toasty, I cut a little too short, and I didn't realize it till the very end. And then I was reading somewhere that said, this thing already has 1,200 pieces. What's 1,201? So you just add a little piece to it, and away you
There you
go.
go. There you go.
That wouldn't
1201.
work so well with this project because it'd be way too obvious. But yeah, with
Yeah.
Toasty, with all those sharp angles and everything else, yeah, I've done that a couple of times already in Toasty, and it's just like I'll just add a little piece to it, and
Yeah.
you'll never notice it at the end.
Well, you'll only notice it if you actually did toasty as well. Um,
Well, I mean, if I went and searched for each block that I've done where I've done it, I might be
yeah.
able to find it, a month or two later. But then again, maybe I can't. Who knows? I'm
Patricia
not
says her
stressing it.
Patricia says her weakness is block of the months. She has way too many.
Yeah, I've been smart and not signed. The only block of the months I really do now is the Puzzle Mystery Quilts by Cotton Cuts,
Mm-hmm.
and then the ones that Art East does every year, like the Peter Pan,
Oh
Wizard
yeah.
of Oz. I haven't finished one of those on time yet, but Peter Pan so far is looking good.
um, let's see. But then again, Katie gifted me with that 1,000 book block wonder. She is telling me to work harder. I know, right, Rita? And then Jacqueline says she has so many projects and works in progress, but that does not stop me from starting new projects. I know it doesn't. Having this many does not stop you from starting a new one.
Well, I think sometimes too, like we we put too much pressure on ourselves, like to not start something new.
Mm-hmm.
Like we give it like we feel bad or embarrassed or something if we have like 15, 20 projects, whatever number it is, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But sometimes our creative energy needs that new project. Like you might not want to do the old project. So yeah, like it's good to finish stuff for sure, but if you've lost your sojo and you need a new project to start it up, or that's the only thing you got to work on that you want to work on or will work on today, tomorrow, next week, just start the new project. Do whatever makes you happy. I tell my wife that all the time with for knitting. She's like, I've got so many projects, but I really want to start this. I'm like,
Well,
just
then
do it.
start it.
Don't worry. Just
Absolutely.
just have fun with it. This is your fun time. This is your craft time. We, for the folks that still work, because I know some people are retired, um, we get told what to do enough Monday to Friday or whatever your work schedule is. So yeah, with your fun time, it's your rules. As
Yeah.
long as you can afford it, um, go for it. Start all the new projects you want.
I love that
Just try
caveat in
and,
there.
I mean,
And
yeah, don't put yourself in the debt to buy another kit, but other than that, yeah,
yeah,
you
what?
know what I'm all trying to say. I
Oh
mean, I'm
yeah.
I'm rambling now because it's
Oh yeah.
11:30 at night, and
Yeah, you're good. Welcome in, Susan. Glad you are here. Tammy being able to talk to anybody about anything is a good thing. Yeah, it can be. It can be. The only problem is sometimes you get pulled into conversations and you can't get the other person to let you leave the conversation.
All right. I remember once I was at my previous job and my railroad policeman came and he was talking to me and this I love this guy. But he likes to talk and he kept he was sitting there talking to me. He's like, I've got to go, I've got to go. And then he just kept jabber jawing, and he could and about 5 minutes later, I've got to go, I've got to go. And I'm like, I haven't said a word, son. You could have left at any time, but you're the reason we're still standing there. So
Oh, I love that. And that's like the Southern goodbye. You say goodbye, and then it's like four
yes,
more rounds where you're still trying to say goodbye.
yeah, we did a family reunion in North Carolina with my wife's family, and my mother-in-law told me, like, we had to leave at 4, I think it was, and about 3 o'clock, she's like, "Okay, we got to start leaving." I'm like, "I thought you said 4." She's like, "Just watch." Yeah, it took him a full hour to say the Southern goodbye. I was like, "Okay, no problem."
Yep,
I mean, I was
welcome to the
bored.
South.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to leave 20 minutes after I got there because I was too shy to talk to anybody. But
Well, your in laws must like you then, because they wanted to keep talking to you.
yep.
Um, let's see. We're all great enablers. Yes, we are, Katie. We so are. Susan finished the quilt top minus the borders of her 2025 Quilt Guild Mystery Quilt. Fantastic. Right? Merlene says, yeah, but I really want that crocodile needle minder. Oh. Katie says it's an American thing when it comes to saying goodbye. It's not necessarily American. I have met some people who they say goodbye and they mean it. Like they say goodbye, and by the time that you can say anything back to say, well, it's fantastic seeing you, before you can start that, they're already turned and walking away.
That's
It's
me. Goodbye. See you later. I'm gone. Yes. As soon as I can find an opportunity to get out of there, I'm gone. Delia says you have to learn to say Claire goodbye. You excuse yourself to the bathroom and out the back door.
yes, that is. Stop telling my secrets, Delia. Stop telling my
I
secrets.
remember,
That is exactly what I do.
I remember once I worked at Chick-fil-A many years ago, and we had a new manager come in, and he worked up front for a while, and he came back to the kitchen with us for about 45 minutes. And then he asked to go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, no problem. And about 20 minutes later, we realized he never came back. And so my supervisor's like, Sean, go in the bathroom and see if he's okay. I go in the bathroom, there's no one there. And that's exactly what he did. He did the St. Clair good farewell. He left. That was
Oh,
that was it for him. But he didn't even last 30 minutes in the kitchen with us. I don't know what we did to him. I mean, I thought we were nice to him, but I guess not.
right, right. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Everybody talking about, I guess, the needle minders, the crocodile needle minders.
Yeah,
Somebody
the
else has it.
crocodile needle minder is one of the things that came with the second Star to the Right kit for
Oh,
Peter Pan. Yeah, I have one here.
okay.
Um, so I think that's what she's talking about.
That's fair. That explains why I didn't know for sure. Laura
Yeah,
says that she had to laugh. Her husband and his family take forever to say goodbye. I just want to exit right now. I am one of those, Laura. I am the one. I go up to whoever I'm with, and it doesn't matter if I'm driving or they were driving. I ask for the keys. I just go, I need the keys. Because they all, usually, for some reason, everybody else always has the keys. I don't know what I do. I haven't figured that out yet. But I go and ask them for the keys, and they realize that, okay, she's going to go sit in the car. And I do go sit in the car, but then I can sit in there in quiet, and or I can crank the AC up, or I can crank the heat up, whatever weather we're having. But yeah, I just go sit in the car and let everybody else say their goodbyes, and then they come out and they're like, "Well, where have you been?" I got the keys from you. I'm just sitting out here waiting.
yep,
My husband
I
has
know it.
learned. My husband has learned that that's my tactic to get out of there too. I just ask for the keys and I go disappear. Gives him an excuse sometimes to also, hurry up his goodbyes too. Because he's like, well, she's sitting out in the car, so I guess I shouldn't leave her out in the car too long.
Good job.
So I don't know who I learned that one from, but it's effective. In case you needed a new tactic, guys, just
Yep.
ask for the keys.
I still like to St. Clair goodbye. I think that's gonna be my new tactic.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how I would feel about that. I'm going to start now questioning that.
Although I tell most people, look, I'm just introverted, I'm shy, so if I disappear, or go into a corner somewhere, don't take it personally. It's just how I am.
True. Very true. Oh, all right.
What have I done?
I got two more strips, I think, to do per thing, per piece. Let's see, is this long enough? Yes, it is long enough for one of them. Haha. And Laura says she's going to try that. You are more than welcome to. Don't blame me if you're not successful though, okay? You do have to practice it a little bit before you're very successful at it. But that's mine. Because of my question last week about what to take to eat on your way to retreat, or in my case, shop hop, I bought some beef jerky. You're so welcome, Susan. You're so welcome. There is some fantastic beef jerky here in Wyoming from Lazy T Ranch. They're the ones that provided beef jerky that they're sponsoring or they're helping to sponsor by providing, that for the swag bags for the veterans for our trips. And so we had to go buy some so I could taste test it, make sure I like it. Oh, St. Clair goodbye sounds good to Laura as well.
But I will say this much: if I'm at a quilt show or something like that, I'm not going to disappear on you. Like I don't mind the southern goodbyes there.
Well, it's kind of impossible to do that with the quilters because we're going to sit there and find you something new and shiny and pretty that you're going to want to talk about. So we're not going to leave you hanging. It's not going to be well, I'll see you next time. It's not going to be that. It's going to be well, what about this ruler? Have you seen this one?
Yep.
Yeah, we're bad about that, guys. We're bad about that. Um, Rita says she loves making hamburger beef jerky. Great stuff. I haven't heard of that before. You may have to send me some, Rita. I don't know about that stuff. I'll try it. I'll try anything once, or well, almost anything once.
What about Vegemite?
I've already tried that. I've already gotten that one down. My stepkids from my second marriage were into trying all the weird stuff from around the world. And one of them saw Vegemite and she's like, oh, well, I'm going to be able to eat that. And no, she couldn't. She couldn't
Good
tolerate it.
stuff.
Well, she didn't grow up with it either, so.
Yeah, no, my nephew, my sister's son, he tried it the first time and didn't like it when he was a baby. And I was like, I'm going to disown this kid. But the second time he tried it, he liked it. So I was like, okay, you're good now.
That's awesome. I don't think I can get Vegemite thing going in my household. Laura says quilt shows are a completely different story, right? They're such
Yep.
a different story. Susan's also going to put string cheese in her to take with her. Goldfish crackers. I do have a big thing of those. Pretzels for her road trip. Awesome. She's only got 5 shops left. That's amazing. Yeah, I do have goldfish. I need to dig into them. I was waiting until I finished one of the other snacks that I have in here. I always have snacks in my studio because I don't get hungry, I get hangry when I get to that point. So having something in here means that I don't have to get up and go hope that it's still left or find where it's in the pantry or anything like that. I just have to open my drawer and pull it out. So that's the next thing I'm going to move into here is my goldfish. I'll have them here by Monday. They'll be here by Monday, so by tomorrow. The string cheese is also good to have.
Yep, I agree.
These are coming along nicely. I don't think I can do the full piece because my bigger section I do need a little bit of variation and I don't have enough in this scrap box, but I can at least finish these two, which is part of it. That's about the right timing too. About the right timing. Patricia's favorite snack is goldfish and M&Ms. Love the sweet and salty combination. I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that. So I'll give you guys a little glimpse into how I travel. Are you buying fabric after making donations to your guild? That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't made any donations in a while. Who's made donations? Is that Susan making donations? Yeah, Delia says that's a favorite snack of hers too, the salty and sweet combination. So with goldfish, the standard goldfish is a serving size of 55 goldfish crackers. And I know that's a really odd thing to know, but I am very much try to stick to serving sizes. It's just an OCD thing of mine. And so while I'm driving down the road, I can actually take goldfish and I don't have to pre-measure my packages of goldfish. All I have to do is I just have to count. Well, I use the numbers in my dash. I use the numbers on the road signs. I use numbers on the radio. I use all those numbers to count as I'm driving as to how many I've eaten. And so when I'm traveling alone, I can't do it when somebody's traveling with me, but when I'm traveling alone, I eat goldfish because I can sit there and count it. And it is kind of like playing that game where you're looking for the letters. Like find a road sign that starts with the letter A and then go through the alphabet. Where like Q and Z tend to be the hardest two to find. But yeah, I do the numbers games versus the letters.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. The cough sounds like it's been aggravating for sure.
Yeah, just flares up once in a while. I'll be all right.
Said like a typical man. Sorry. How many of
I
our
know.
husbands have said that,
Guilt.
ladies?
Guilty as charged. All right, almost done with this one.
Okay. I need to cut this one and then sew this onto the other one, and then I'll have 2 pieces left to sew, and I will be done with these 2. So I'll be partially done with this block. I'll just have that last little section that I didn't get done to do later because I've got to pull more fabric for it. So
That's this one.
Delia says, how do you know when you get to 55? I keep counting. I keep counting. The fun ones are when I have to start combining numbers. So I'll combine 2 1s to make a 2, or if the temperature outside is 82 degrees, then I use that 8, and then I use numbers from something else, like if I'm on 28 or 38 or whatever. Yeah, I do that. I just keep track of and count up, so I eat 1 goldfish at a time. I don't know why my brain works that way. It just does.
Hey, whatever works for you, you know?
Yeah. I have been odd my whole life, so welcome to my world of odd. Welcome to my world of odd. I don't mind being odd either. I'm perfectly fine with it. All right. One more fold to press and trim. 2 more pieces to sew, and then we can travel it. Heck, 5 plus 5 equals 10, so you're going to be eating many. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. I mean, I count all the way up to 55, and then, I make sure as I'm getting closer that I'm paying more attention. Heaven forbid somebody calls me and interrupts my counting, though. Because then I'm not always sure if I'm on the right number. So I go to the most recent one that I can remember. So I'm not sure how accurate I am sometimes, but I don't even have to answer the phone to get pulled off track either. It could just be my phone ringing that pulls me off track of how many numbers I've counted through. Oh. I feel like divulging my secrets are going to come back to bite me later. Do I start over? Only if I'm going to, like if somebody calls me. No, I don't try to start over. I try to start at the last one I can remember. I need a light board. Or, Sean, you need a light board.
I have one, but there's not enough room for it right here when I'm live because it's fairly big.
Oh, wow, that is big. Yeah,
Yeah,
you need a smaller one
I know.
for while you're live.
I thought about that. Now that I'm doing more FPP, I might have to go. They were at Road. This is where I got at Road of Virginia last year. I might have to go back and buy the smaller one because it's nice to have.
I have one.
Although I think I,
Go ahead.
I
I'm
think,
sorry.
I think I have like a paper size one. It's not a
Yeah.
It's not a caterpillar, so I couldn't cut on it. But um, for that aspect, yeah, that might work. I might have to look into that.
Yeah, I've got one. Mine was originally sold and marketed as for diamond painting.
Yeah, that's what I
So it's
have
like,
too.
yeah, so it's like 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 14 or
Yeah,
something like that. And so it would fit on my table to do that
yeah.
too. You too, Tammy, right? I know. I do have one, but I don't tend to hold my pieces up as much. I do it a little bit, but I don't do it quite so much. Um, it's just the different style that I do when I paper piece.
Yeah, I do it more like holding up in the sky, more so for when I'm doing pieces 1 and 2, because I want to make sure I get those right. After that, it's
Yeah, one
usually
and
after that
two
I'm
is
pretty
always
good.
hard. When I've got my paper fold, like I fold my paper back, I set that on top, and then I know for sure it's gonna work. Delia's got a light board, and she needs to get it out of the box. Yes, you do. I'm going to get a light board. It says Rita, just if not decide which one I want, or if I want to just make one to my own specifications. Yeah. Oh, Mona, she says, love you, you weirdo. Thank you. Thank you, Mona. You were so sweet. And Susan uses hers for collage quilting. I can definitely see doing that. Definitely see doing it for that.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
use my light board for tracing. And actually, I wonder, now that I've said that, I wonder if it's in here. No, it is not. That is a different project. So I didn't know if I put it in there with it or not. My light board is actually, oh, I see it now. It's over with my rulers. It's thin like a ruler and doesn't take up extra space. So, oh, I bet you do. Patricia says she has the caterpillar one and loves it. I bet.
Yeah, the
I'm a
caterpillar's really
little bit
nice. I
jealous.
need to use mine more, but
Well, you have to use the tools that fit in your space and work for your
yeah,
space. It can sometimes, I've learned to stop getting gadgets when I'm not sure if it's going to fit in my space or be appropriate for my space. I've learned to hold off on getting things because I just don't know if it's the right fit.
right.
I like to borrow when I can, when somebody has something that I would like to use. I like to borrow it and see if that's exactly what I'd like or if it's just not the right fit. Um, oh my gosh, Sheila says she still uses her kids' Ninja Turtles drawing one from the 80s. That is repurpose, reuse, and recycle to the extreme. I love you for that, Sheila. That's fantastic. Laura wants to get the Caterpillar one. Nanette uses hers for applique also. I do use mine for applique. Um, they have one that Crayola makes, but just not sure about it. So the majority of what I use mine for is for applique when I am tracing pieces because I'm not going to sit there and try to look at it. I just put the light board underneath there and then I trace away and then I'm good to go. But I don't use my light board a whole lot. I don't tend to need to, at least not in this space. There's been I've had studio space where I've had to use it more. My other room I had plenty of light too, so I don't know. Right, Cynthia? She says she would love a Caterpillar one. Jacqueline has the Caterpillar one as well and needs to use it more as well. She's been doing more paper piecing and just finished her first collage, so they're nice to have. Yes, I bet. I bet.
All
I've
right, I give
I've
up.
I've drooled over that Caterpillar one. I just have not been able to justify it. Um, because I've got other stuff going on right now too in my life. So I can't justify the cost of the Caterpillar. But I would love to upgrade someday.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I like mine. I saved up for mine for a while. I bought it last year when I was at the Mid-Atlantic show. It's just a little too big when I'm live,
yeah.
unfortunately. Um, but then again, I think the smaller one might be a bit too big. But I'm thinking like you talked about the 8.5 by 11 that you would
Mm-hmm.
have used for diamond painting. There's one of those floating around um here somewhere. I saw it recently, so I might have to go search for that again and yank that out from wherever it lives, and that could be good for the paper piecing part.
That's true.
Because that would fit a whole lot better. So
Yeah. Pat says if you need a large whiteboard, I'll send one out to you. I do not need a whiteboard. We're talking about a light board. So it's got lights that show up through it. I don't know that I would have much use for a whiteboard in my studio.
yeah.
Not sure.
So
Not
hang on, let me
sure.
see if I can plug it in real quick and
Oh, perfect. Show it off.
yeah.
And yours is a caterpillar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I've
Right.
drooled over those. I've drooled over them. I just don't have. Oh, that's
So this is what it
gorgeous.
looks like off. And then if you turn it on,
Oh wow.
oh, there's four different levels of light. I usually use it on the lightest one.
That's gorgeous.
And then the cutting thing itself comes off.
Oh, does it really? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so this is replaceable, and they say it lasts about the same time as a regular cutting board. And I
Okay.
think to replace the board, like the cutting part, is um about $40, I think, or so, which is not that different to a good
Mm-mm.
quality cutting board. So
Yeah.
there's two different versions that you can purchase. There's this one here, and then there's one that's a little more expensive. I think it's like $40 or $50 more that has a battery in it, and you can actually use it. Um, like
Traveling.
unplugged for a
Yeah.
while. But I did not buy that because I figured, you know what, I've got plenty of those what are they called? The battery pack things that you use to
Yeah.
recharge your cell phones. And I figured
Yeah.
I'll just use one of the if I ever want to go somewhere where I don't have an outlet nearby, I'll just take a power bank with me and use that instead because I can buy a nice power bank for less than $50.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
those
chose
are
to do the cheaper one. And I've done
yeah.
that a couple of times where we've wanted to set up on the table not near an outlet, and I just plugged it into the power bank, and it's done the job just fine and dandy. So,
Yeah. I've
um,
had to pull out longer cords for mine. Um and Delia's asking if yours is the 12 by 18 one.
mm,
She said hers is got to come out of the box when she gets home.
yeah, that's what it is. 12 by 18. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Patricia had to get a gridless mat for hers. The grid lines get to be distracting. I can see how that would happen. Um, Susan says the collage quilt she's working on now is basically doing it freeform. The challenge was to make a quilt that is inspired by a photo picked by someone else in the guild. I want mine bigger than a page. I don't blame you. That does sound interesting. Delia says it sounds interesting, Susan. Yeah, it does. It really does. I had to stop taking on guild challenges for a while because I have too much else on my plate. So I'm not taking on any other guild challenges. I've got a quilt right now that I need to finish. Um, oh, Katie got lucky. She says someone gifted her one. That's fantastic.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's one way to get it. Um, the the last guild challenge, I guess you could say, was a friendship block quilt. And so I have all my blocks and I just need to figure out some sashing fabric. I haven't gone back to the store to go look at any, to pick anything out, so I do not know. We're saying it's a wonderful gift that Katie got. Yep, it sure is. You have a very nice friend. Very, very nice friend. All right. Well, we are at time, guys. So it is now 10 p.m. Mountain Time, which is midnight Sean's time. So tonight I got that block done, and I got a start to another section of blocks done. So I need to get another block piece that goes on top of these. So it's not ready yet. Patricia's off to bed. Absolutely. Good night, Patricia. Sean,
Yeah, I
what
won't
all?
be far behind you.
Yeah, Sean, what all did you get done tonight?
Okay, so let's see. What did I get done tonight? I got to find the right pile. Okay, here we go. All right, so we started off. We got three done, which is pretty good. So this is number one that we did fairly quickly because it was
Oh,
only
yeah.
six pieces,
Yeah, that's not bad.
and then we did this one, which had 16 pieces.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, it took a bit longer than I expected, but it actually went together quite smoothly. And then this one here we finished as well.
So
Um,
pretty.
I had a little bit of trouble with that one there. I think I cut one of the pieces a little too small. And then we started this one here, which is a hot mess. Um, I cut these pieces about a quarter inch too small, so I'm just going to rip this out and start again
Okay.
because
Yeah,
it's not it's not
that
worth the aggravation.
that's true. That's very true. All right. Oh,
So
Laura, thank you. You have a raffle ticket for October 13th. I did just realize that Nightbot is telling everybody April 14th. But it is October 13th is the next giveaway. So guys, thank you so much for being here. If you've not checked out Sean's channel, his channel link should be in the description box. I believe it is. Please correct me if it is not. I will happily add it there. I'll double check after the live is done. Make sure
I
you
think
check
most
him
folks
out.
know me anyway.
They most likely do. You're more famous than I am. So make sure you checked out Sean, the guy who sews. Check out his channel. Check out all of his content. Go leave him some good feedback and give him some thumbs up. Not any thumbs down this time. And make sure you check out my channel as well. I will be over at my so-called life tomorrow night from almost 9 o'clock my time to midnight my time, so Mountain Time, and then I will be live Tuesday night, and I might have some updates for you guys. We'll see about that by then. And I do have an auction coming up this upcoming Sunday, so 1 week from today. I will be auctioning off some quilt tops, so some flimsies. I will be auctioning off some quilts that are finished quilts, as well as some quilt kits. So if you are in the market to get a few items to help you out so you don't have to do so much work yourself, I can get you started on that, help clear out some space in my studio, as well as go home with something beautiful. And so I will see you guys very soon. Until then, go pat some fabric, go put some needle and thread to fabric, go get that serotonin hit, that dopamine boost,